Hey guys, this is just a pre-recorded match. Me and my buddy Logo 1616. We're playing against two kind of just team game and just two players that were I think they just matched together. I don't think they're actually a team. And yeah, this is my buddy. So we're playing pre-made teams together, and he used to be a Mongol main. He's playing China right now. He's been playing with other civs and stuff. He's a really good player. Um, I'd say probably a little bit better than me, and he plays a varied strats. He doesn't just stick to one thing or anything like that. So you can see a lot of different play from him. I believe this is Lipany. Yeah, this is Lipany. It was actually a really cool generation of this map too. So we decided to go in kind of like feudal aggro, with him going to the new, and me kind of going horseman, and picking up good sheep here. And we're just kind of gonna trade with Silvertree behind this. The English player is on his side, which I was happy about. England's kind of tough for me to deal with. I'd rather go up against the Chinese player. And we're picking up a good amount of sheep over here on this side of the map. And if we look at our opponent, he went up the gut here and isn't picking up hardly any sheep at all, unfortunately for him. And the English player went along the side and is picking up a ton of sheep. So, interestingly enough, the sides were more full on this map than the center. And this is a really cool variation of Lipany. Um, the the hills that are usually present are kind of like protecting Logo's base, and sorry, I said Slogo. His Discord name is Slogo, but yeah, it's just an interesting spawn for Lipany. It's really open for a Lipany map, which is really nice because Lipany has a bad tendency of having like these really big like mountains in the middle that can become just um super campy. One interesting thing too is the sacred site spawns. These two in the middle are very contestable, but this third one is definitely on their side, so it was kind of a little interesting detail. But so we're coming back and we brought back 9 sheep. English player got a ton of sheep. He's picking up more on the side, and if we go to our view only, um, we're kind of finishing up scouting out our side of the map now. So, and I did see that the Chinese player was transitioning a little bit late to the gold, so he's going to have a little bit of a late age up. And we're going to go up with the silver tree. It's again a short trade route, which isn't end of the world for us at all. Something that we can deal with. An interesting placement of the cancel hall here by our opponent. I think he just did it for ease of build speed next to his gold villagers there. But again, just a little bit of a funky place. Usually you want to build it kind of forward just to save you some walking time for your rush as English. But again, not end of the world differences here in terms of that. And you can see the Chinese is a little bit late on his Age of time. Excuse me. Yeah, he's a bit late on his Age of time right here. Can build an Imperial. Okay, so he cancels it and moves it over a little bit. I guess he wanted a little bit more space to build stuff. I'm guessing. Something like that. Maybe he didn't want that wasted one tile in between the village and the Imperial Academy. Anywho. We're just going for kind of our standard build here. And Logo is dropping a Barbican in the sun, getting ready for the English push that's pretty much always happens. So protecting his stone here. Pretty good placement of his Barbican. You know, if he placed it forward, he would have defended the stone a little bit better, but he wouldn't have been able to defend these gold. So this is a really good placement because he's being able to protect pretty much all 3 of these nodes here. And we're still just tapping away, and we do finally age up, and we are going to build our cavalry after our traders after. Or horsemen, excuse me. Sorry. Yeah, that's actually part of the reason I'm yelling. I'm just super tired, and that's why I'm not playing a game. I'm just pre-recording or recording a game that we played already. I feel like if we played ranked, I'd probably get played really poorly. Anywho, so repositioning our silver tree to the backside while collecting enough wood to tap up, and Logo's already going for his song, and so is our Chinese opponent. And our Konda's rotating over. Our horsemen on the way. And I was curious to kind of go see the rest of his base here. And I spot out his barbican. I also spot out the archery range. So we come over here to harass these villagers. And our horsemen on the way are going to hit him here. So that was good. And his archery range is about to come up. So in terms of timing, in terms of both of the build orders, they're pretty similar for both of the Chinese players. So we're able to delay his Barbican and his Song Dynasty because of it, which is kind of a nice little deal. He quick taps up a barracks with 4 villagers. So again, he's going to start reacting to us pretty quickly. Imperial official is hurrying up these spearmen, and yeah, that's crazy how quickly they can react. But that's just part of the deal going against China. And behind this, we're starting to trade. We're going up to 3 traders. It might have been, instead of dropping a blacksmith, dropping a archery range. If we had Mangadai on the way here, they would have repelled this, and we would have been able to completely deny this. Unfortunately, that's not what happens. We go for a blacksmith, and we're just going to fall back. We're just going to let him get this Barbican. It's been delayed a pretty good amount. He's lost 1 villager, so again, pretty decent positioning for us. The English opponent, what is he doing? Oh, he's got a little army. So he was starting to come forward a little bit, and our Logos, our ally here's got a bunch of Zugnu. This is a pretty nice mass though. 6 longbows, 4 spearmen, so it's got a good mix to it too. We pulled our combat to take care of this wolf. And our horsemen are along the flank here. We got 5 of them, so we're still cranking out horsemen. Double production, so still making plenty of them. We want to be able to push the Chinese player and get some damage in when we can. Trade is at 48 gold, so again, not huge trade, but it's good enough. And it's a short trade line too, which is always nice. Here, he's gonna find the Zuganu a little bit out of place. Well, not forward, but not technically out of place. But he gets a nice little pick. He picks up 2 of them and 3 of them. But he's kind of overextending here. And I'm going to bring my horseman over to kind of just give him some more leeway here. Because I couldn't really push much here in terms of his base. He had the spearmen out. I didn't really have the Mangadai to accompany. So we're just going to head over there with our guys. And we're just now making our Mangadai. So our first Mangadai is out right now. So we're finally just kind of getting a mass. So to make our military kind of useful, we're going to head over. The scouts are fighting each other. It looks like he's going to beat me by 1 hit. I don't know. We're going to see what happens here. He pushes forward with his Zuganu. Longwomen are taking little pot shots here and there. But we're going to trade here with this army just to keep the mass down more than anything. Yeah, they trade simultaneously. Okay. I wasn't sure if I'd won that or not. We're trying to micro our horsemen to slow down these units so that the Zugunu can catch up and get some damage in. And we're trying to micro a little bit here, trying to pick a couple of longbowmen here and there. But the big thing is we're buying a lot of time for him here. For Slogo to build units, no pressure on his eco, and he can kind of just do his thing here. And he's gone up to 3 ranges. And the opponent has 2 ranges and a barracks. And he's starting to build his army, and he's coming across. But we've fully traded our horsemen, basically, our horseman mass. And we've got a bunch of Mangadai now, and we are dropping more infrastructure. So we've dropped another range, and we're dropping another stable. And Red has sent his Zuganu over, and they're kind of going to push him back, Logo, and Yeah, but he's got a decent mass here. He can just kind of fall back and sit, and he's chilling on 3 ranges, so he's gonna have more than enough production to deal with this. And he also has a nice, really juicy double deer pet right next to each other right here. So this is gonna be great for this mill, being supervised with the imperial official. It's gonna be a ton of food for him. Again, I know where his food is at right now, so we're gonna come forward and we're gonna try to do a little bit of damage here. We knew that he was getting red was pushing this way, so we're gonna try to attack over here, distract him a little bit, and just pull some APM our way. You know, he's constantly just sending a stream of troops over, but now we can get him off of gold, we can get him off of wood, so it's definitely some decent harass there. Behind this, we're building a massive horseman in this forest. We're up to 9 traders, which is a good amount. And Zuganus are trading here with Zuganus. And he's just kind of getting pushed back. He's just going to have to fall back. But he's got his TC, he's got his town, he's got a Barbican. This is a really tough spot for a frontal push without Rams, which is going to be the transition, I'm sure. And we kind of knew that was going to kind of happen. So we're just I'm kind of staying close on this wood line, getting ready to push. He started to build some units here, some Zuganu. So it kind of gives a little bit of a reprieve for Slogo. And that's why he's trying to push out a little bit. He's just got to be careful about taking his engagements here. Meanwhile, while he's doing that, we're still harassing this base. We have enough horsemen massed up now. There's no more spearmen here. So we're just going to trade really well into this Zuganu, which is the couple horsemen, and the Mangadai. So he's going to have to garrison his villages off of gold. And he's losing a bunch of villages here too. And he's going to lose in Imperial Official. Oh no, his IO lives. And they're starting to build rams. So both of them are building rams, which means they're super heavy on wood. But because they're building these rams, and I got him off of wood, that's all of his wood that he's for his units. So he's not going to drop infrastructure. He's not going to be able to drop any more archer units to help him. Which is okay for the English player because he's got enough wood eco to sustain it. But again, longbowmen are super expensive wood-wise, so are spearmen. Or maybe not super expensive, but spearmen aren't super expensive wood-wise, but they cost wood. So any of these wood costs definitely hurts them in terms of the military mass. So our horsemen just dive and we just idle, and we kill a bunch of more villagers. We idle some more eco, and we're just running around, just doing damage where we can. And again, this is pulling APM away from this main area over here. He's got a really nice Zugunu mass to hold us to. He's got 31, 34, 35, 34 against, let's see, 40 units, 20 Zugunu, 20, 10, 15 longbow. So it's a losable fight, but you've got a Barbican to help you here. So we're raiding his gold line, we're hitting his wood line, and we're just kind of harassing his eco behind this. And we're just producing more units, and we're on 4 in military infrastructure building, so it wouldn't hurt maybe to go up with another. And the Rams come in over here. He lets me know that he's getting these Rams in, but he's got a really nice Zuganu mass, and they just shred the opponent's Zuganu, which are +1/+1. They're both +1s. And when he does that, we're gonna start raiding his food eco. We see this train of Zuganus heading over there. So we're just going to take this fight. We're a little bit under the Barbican here, so it's definitely a little bit of a bad trade in terms of damage taken, but we pick up a couple vills, we idle his food eco, so it's definitely a good deal for us to do that. His villagers are just burning down these rams. If he loses the Barbican, it'd be kind of a painful, but I think he's going to be able to hold here. I am sending gold to Slogo too. While he's pushing this here, we kept him off of there. And our army's just wrapping around. We probably could have been getting a little bit more aggression here. But we're just massing more units to do so. And he's able to hold this push, which is a big deal. And again, Red's sending more troops over now. But when he sends these troops over, he's just exposing his base, which he's already lost a lot of villagers. If we go to villager count... can we? Let's see. I'm at 53 eco. Lowe's on 56, and Price is on 40. So these raids are stacking up. He's got a big villager difference right now, and his allies on 47. So They're both actually sitting a little bit behind. He's going for Castle Age right now, and it's a super far back King's Palace. So not a bad idea, but it is definitely a lot of travel time. But again, not end of the world, and it's a safe position. Degunus are pushing here. We're raiding his base. Again, we're idling all this eco. Oh, when he was going up for second TC, we killed a bunch more villagers too. Yeah, we're just getting a good mass here. We're just raiding where we can, and we're going to start looking to go to castle here shortly. And we're just going to keep raiding here. Red has fallen back his army because he's lost a ton of vills, and he has to kind of deal with us. He can't just keep not like fighting us here. And we're just sending more gold to Slogo here. Again, picking up units. That's 4 villagers dead right there. And we can push back this army. And we can kind of, fight this light here a little bit. And we push him off for wood again. So this is, again, a nice deal. His transition onto berries. So, again, there's no IO on it. So it's not the best of gather rates. It does have an idle here. And Marquis has reached castle up here. So he's gone up onto these deer. A little bit of miss micro here, not killing all the deer in separate groups. Logo's base is doing, let's see, he's got up to 4 archery ranges. So he's going to be able to react really well. And he's gone up to 2 TCs. He's dropping 2 barracks. Our opponent's been on 2 TCs for a little bit longer. But it's not a huge deal because he's lost so many villagers behind this. And let's see. Logo is looking to castle, and I think I'm already casting. I have no resources. Yeah, so I'm already casting with Kurultai. And again, we're just chilling on 4 infrastructure buildings. This is probably a little bit of a mistake on our part. We probably could have had, yeah, we've got 400 wood, so we probably could have had more infrastructure going. Besides making more traders. Over here, again, we dive this wood line. It was with the spearmen. A little bit of a bad trade because we ran into spearmen here with our horsemen. But he's basically chopped through this line here, which is really good for us. Here we're rotating back. We wanted to see if he was on the deer. And then we're going to rotate around the back and see what resources, because he's not really heavy on this wood. I thought he had transitioned to this wood line at this point. And he's going for granaries next to his Barbican. Probably a good move here for safety. Kurultai hasn't moved up yet. We are getting veteran upgrades for our horsemen and our Mangadai, as well as superior mobility. And these 2 knights come in and they start raiding us. Luckily, this deer patch, we pretty much all mined out except for 70 food. We got a fallout here. Our villagers here, we start quick building some towers. We were going to garrison all of these. And he sees the trade, so he's going to focus on the trade. So we are at 24 traders, so this raid's going to definitely do some damage. But behind this, we do get some nice little bit of raid over here on the food. Unfortunately, a little bit of miss micro here, and these Mangadai go chasing up. And my Congo's chasing up. And this one Mangadai does, so we lose some units here a little bit unnecessarily. But not too bad. It was actually not as bad as I thought it was. Kurultai's moving up for healing. And we have dropped a prayer tent, which is a good move. Infrastructure needs to get definitely increased. We're down 5 traders now at this point. And we are getting Springwood upgrade for this one outpost in the middle. Behind this, again, we raid his front line. We shut down this. We have Mangadai on the side here. And again, these are all just units. We're able to push this. Slogo starts walling this, so it's a really good for us to be able to start trading here. The Springwood Towers are still working on these knights. Again, we've lost a bunch more than we probably needed to. But again, we have so much gold, I'm really not that worried about it. We had more than enough gold for all of our upgrades. And our upgrades have just come in as well. Kurultai's land, and now we have a really good forward position here on this army. And again, more villagers dying for the Chinese player. Mangadai were over here, and we basically cleared him off of his food. And his villager count is looking pretty rough, I bet. Yeah, he's down to 25 villagers here. Marquis is up to 70. Logo's up to 81, and I am on 64. with 16. So I've lost 10 traders. But his knight has been taken care of. The Springwell Towers has done the trick here. And yeah, we're not too worried about it at this point. And Logo is now pushing with Palace Guards and Zuganu. And they're doing decent against these knights. Palace Guards are pretty good front line. Cheap enough to hold here. Zuganu doing their damage. Zuganu are still H2. Once they get the upgrade for H3, they'll be even better. So they're doing pretty well here, especially since they're fighting against veteran longbowmen and knights. Okay, over here, China's eco has been pretty demolished, and we're just gonna keep raiding. We're gonna get over here. We're gonna kill a couple of villagers. Okay, just 3 villagers here die. Again, we don't care if we trade out kind of poorly against these couple of spearmen. We're killing all those villagers. We're killing these 2 more IOs. He's trying to build another lumber camp, and we're just gonna fall back and heal. And behind this, we have a group of Mangudai that are gonna kind of hit his food line where we know it was. And at this point, the English player is also getting pushed back. He can't really hold this. Forward keep by Logo to collect this next stone, which is a good move. And with this Kurota parked in front of his base, we can just kind of heal and raid at our leisure. And we've killed a few more villagers here, and keeping just his eco down. And we're just going to rotate on to the English player. And wasn't entirely sure of how Logo's fight was going here. I just kind of see that the green army was a little bit forward. And he's got a forward keep, and I know he doesn't have a lot of Zuganu left, so I just wanted to go harass the English player as well. He's going to get a nice wall up over here. And behind this, we're raiding around the back, and we're going to start burning some villages, trying to house him a little bit, since each village is worth 50. And I think that's his only houses up. Yeah, so if we hit these 2 houses, actually we do house him. These 2 villages burnt down, and we were able to house him, so that's why we do that. And we're coming over here, and he's collecting in mass with all these villagers here. I wish I had come in with a little bit more Mangudai, but we see him on these gold, and right when we're pushing him over here, his army pulls back to react on this. So he loses 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he's losing quite a few villagers here. And I see them heading to the north. And that kind of was a cue for either a town center or towers. So that's why I kind of, besides, well, on the top of running into his army. So I'm going to head north to see why we were being queued that way. I'm also sending my cavalry this way. I haven't spotted it yet. If we go to our selected map only, we haven't spotted it yet. Then we see this, and now I see all these farms, and I see the King's Palace. So we're content with idling this eco, killing a couple guys, and falling back. Now that I see this whole army here too, I know that my cavalry can't really deal with it, and we're going to hit down to the south and just kind of harass elsewhere. While we're doing this, the front of his base is getting hit by Palace Guards, Nest of Bees. He does have 3 relics, which is a pretty good move on his part. Let's see if Slogo can get his knob out of there. Oh, he can't. He did drop 2 keeps here. So he was super solidified. I didn't even realize he had 2 keeps. And then behind this, we had another massive army being made. And, you know, he's starting to reestablish his eco here, but we're in the front of his base. And at this point, there isn't much you can do here. We're just going to rampage into his food line if we want to. I think we want to focus on burning down these barracks first of what we do. We do burn down this mill. The Chinese player quits because we're in his base, basically. And the English player quits immediately afterwards. And yeah, I mean, Logo was pushing it whenever he could, and he did a really good job holding it. And he had this really big army here, so it was just kind of a good. Even if China had been able to hold on a little bit better here, Logo was getting kind of end game push going on this side. So good game to our opponents. It's always fun playing with my buddy when we get a chance to. And thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully I'll get a couple more games in before the season ends. And yeah, I'm also really excited to try out the new season. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.